rain because it was in the forecast. 1.3 million people through the gates prior to today, shattering the attendance record for the Calgary Stampede. We're expecting more than 1.5 million before it's all over. As we take a look now at Carlee Pierce of Stephenville, Texas.
She's on her great horse. This is Dylan. They were saying he does not run in the mud. I do not think we've had enough rain here today where we're going to have muddy type conditions. She talks about home equals rest, and this horse does not see the barrels unless he is at a rodeo. She says she does not even own a barrel at home. When she's at home, they are resting. He has an interesting style. He runs straight past the barrels. She calls it ugly. It's not a pretty style. He just rolls back around the barrels. First two are still standing because, of course, if the one goes down, that's a +5 penalty. All claim for Carlee today.
Carlee Pierce of Stephenville, Texas, crossing the finish line in a very fast time of 17.59 seconds. So the ground must be in good shape so far.
Well, usually we have a water truck come out, help settle the dust, get it to pack back together, but they didn't have to do that today with the natural conditions.
Lindsay Sears of Nanton, Alberta. She is the lone Canadian cowgirl in the barrel racing semifinals.
She's a two-time world champion. Watch her talk to Martha. We always ask her, what are you saying? But that's something that's special between the two of them. And Martha's listening to her despite 35,000 people screaming for her as she comes up this alley. She takes the left barrel first. You have the option of going to the left or to the right as long as you complete the cloverleaf pattern. It does not matter. Martha is extremely fast. Look at her pick up her pace here. These horses are about 50 kilometers an hour. That's the average that they are. She's extremely flexible. She leaves all three of them standing.
Lindsay Sears, Nanton, Alberta, 17.62 seconds. That is 3/100ths of a second behind the current leader, Carlee Pierce of Stephenville, Texas.
Second and third were great barrels for her. She overshot first slightly. I would say that's where the time was a bit delayed.
Lindsay Sears, the 2008 Calgary Stampede champion. Ann Rust now, Stephenville, Texas.
She has had a tough last couple of runs. The last run she had in this pen, she had a no time, went on the wrong side of first barrel. Went to Tabor Friday night, her and Harley slipped and fell down. Harley's been at Chad Hewlett's vet clinic this week, getting all fixed up. She's been in sport med, so let's see if she was able to have him healthy.
Ann Rust, 17.94 seconds for the cowgirl from Stephenville, Texas.
That was a little bit of a wide turn there. The whole run was a little bit wild, so see a big smile. She's rookie of the world here just last year.
Yeah, retired pharmaceutical rep. Sydni Blanchard of Albuquerque, New Mexico, the defending Stampede champion. She also has the fastest time of the week so far at 17.28 seconds.
Extremely impressive. Yes, everybody knows that she won the 100,000 here last year, but not on this horse. This is Clancy, and she has done a fantastic job training. I was watching her earlier this week, training, doing slow runs so that this horse would finish his turns, which he did not do off of third, but he's fast.
Sydni Blanchard to the finish line in 17.65 seconds, and that will move her into third spot behind Lindsay Sears, who's second, and Carlee Pierce, born in Red Deer, now lives in Stephenville, Texas, 1759. Tammy Fischer, Ledbetter, Texas, the 2009 Calgary Stampede barrel racing champion.
Her and Round Pen are the definition of experience. She has an interesting way when she comes up the alley. She has his back to the arena, breaks him, and then he sprints from there. He is looking fantastic today. Tight turns and stretching out long for her.
Tammy Fischer to the finish line in a time of 17.58 seconds, and that will move her 1/100th of a second ahead of Carlee Pierce of Stephenville, Texas.
Extremely happy.
We are halfway through the barrel racing, and our leader is Tammy Fischer of Ledbetter, Texas. There you have a look at some of the folks working here at the Calgary Stampede, Melissa. They're trying to groom this ground to make sure that it levels the playing field for the second half of the field.
Yes, every time you go around the barrel, the horse creates big ruts. So they're leveling it out, and they do that midway through the field to make sure it's fair for everybody. It's measured in hundredths of a second.
There's Tammy Fischer, our leader, taking refuge from the rain under cover right now as they work on the ground. And be sure to join us tonight for the Calgary Stampede Championship as they compete for $100,000 in each of the 6 major events, 8 p.m. local, 9 o'clock in Atlantic Canada. Rangeland Derby finals as well, 12:30 a.m. local time, 1:30 in Atlantic Canada. Oh, the rain is really pounding down now, Melissa.
It makes it interesting for these horses. Obviously, the more experience that they have, this isn't going to bother them so much. But you could just imagine just standing out it. It's pouring down, beating down on you, trying to run in this. It makes it pretty difficult.
Yeah, it's like a lot of horse racing horses. Some are mudders, some are not. Some handle these conditions better than others. Some enjoy this kind of weather, and other ones can't stand it, I'm sure, much like humans.
When you're running for $100,000, I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, you can get over it, exactly, if you have to spend less than 17 seconds running around the barrels. There's a look at your infield. Sellout crowd. Very few people have left, actually, this afternoon. Jody Sheffield, Ogden, Utah.
I would have to say her and her mare Zoe were the underdogs coming into Stampede. They had that wreck last year where they went end over end right at the finish line, and this year she's been building on momentum, having the second fastest time of both pools this year brought her to Sunday.
Jody Sheffield, Ogden, Utah, 17.63 seconds, and that will move her. Wow, is this ever close? She is now in 3rd spot.
Interesting style that Zoe has, really front-ending, pulling her around, so.
Britany Fleck up next from Mandan, North Dakota.
And she's on Rudy. She was telling me that this horse was a college project. She bought her for $800 just to train and break her. Went to her first jackpot and won it. Knew she had a superstar in her hands, and here she is at the Calgary Stampede.
Here comes Britany Fleck across the finish line in a time of 17.73 seconds, and that will not be enough to advance to the Final Four. Our leader right now, Tammy Fischer, 17.58 seconds. Sue Smith of Blackfoot, Idaho, up next.
Sue and Claimer have been a bit touch and go this week, winning around and then knocking barrels in 2 others. Watch his ears. He's perked right up. He hunts the barrels. Lots of pocket there on second. Stays standing. Watch him come around. He is a dash to fame bred horse. He's got a lot of speed underneath him.
Sue Smith crossing the finish line at 17.60 seconds, and that will move her into second place, eliminating Jody Sheffield, who was in 4th. Wow, is it ever close?
Sue's happy with that. Big smile from her.
Yeah, Lindsay Sears now on the bubble at 17.62 seconds.
Molly and Missy, this is a new horse for her. She just got her at Reno this past year. Actually comes from Bobby Moat's family. They're a reining family. Watch her hands as she comes to the barrel. She's going to push her hand up, down, and around, but Missy was having some problems there coming around 3rd barrel.
Molly Powell, Stephenville, Texas, grew up in Pincher Creek, Alberta, 18.21 seconds, and she will be eliminated.
Disappointing considering she was the winner of Pool A.
1 to go right now, and this is Lisa Lockhart of Oelrichs, South Dakota. She needs to be faster than 17.62 seconds.
This is the first time we're going to see this horse here. She did have a horse change. This is Louie. I asked her, why make the horse change? She said Louie was at home resting. She felt like she needed a little bit more horse, something that could handle this with more experience, and this was the one that was going to be able to do the job. Look at how he comes so low into that barrel, gets down, digs around, and he's going to stretch out for home.
Lisa Lockhart, Oelrichs, South Dakota, 17.67 seconds, and that will not be fast enough to eliminate Lindsay Sears, who is sitting in 4th spot at 17.62. So we have our 4 finalists for the $100,000 showdown today. The leader today, Tammy Fischer of Ledbetter, Texas, 17.58 seconds. Carlee Pierce, born in Red Deer, now calls Texas home, 17.59. Sue Smith of Blackfoot, Idaho, 17.6. Lindsay Sears of Nanton, Alberta, just down the road from the Stampede, 17.62. And Christina Barnes is standing by with Tammy Fischer.
Thanks, Doug. Some tough conditions out there today with the rain. How do you prepare with all of this moisture that is covering you and your horse as we go into the next round?
It's the same thing, same course, still 3 barrels. You just have to ignore it. You just have to go on and just do your job.
Is it tough for Round Pen to do another run?
It's always tough, 2 runs in a row. He's the oldest here. He's 17, so it's a little more of a strain, just like an older athlete. But at the same time, his experience kind of balances it out, so hopefully it'll work out.
Good luck, Tammy. Let's head back to Doug.
Well, actually, I'll take it, Christina. 17:03 is her arena record. The amazing Tammy Fischer, former champion here with another blistering performance. Lindsay Sears, whatever Martha said to her was something like, "Mom, I'm going to get you in here by about 100th of a second."